What is up, guys, and welcome to the Gold Star Podcast. Myself, C Money, and the Bearded Trainer 2, bringing you our weekly Pokemon Collectors Podcast, talking all things Pokemon cards. We are back in full force for the first time in 2 weeks. We took the week before off, and then last week I was sick. Austin had stuff going on. Things just didn't work out very well. But we are back in full force for the first time in a couple weeks, and it feels good. It felt really weird doing the show solo last week. So it was a little odd. I mean, we made it through. We covered all the news. It was a bad week because there was a lot of big news last week. But we made it through. We are back this week. And a little bit slower week for news. But we do have a show for you guys nonetheless. Real quick, before we get started, we now have, on top of the TCG Army Discord that I'm always promoting in the description below, we now have a TCG Army Facebook group as well. I know there's a lot of people who, our Discord community is amazing. I love our Discord community. I'm really proud of the Discord community. But a lot of people do tell me they don't have Discord, or they don't want to use Discord, or they don't like Discord, whatever it may be. So everybody in the world, I feel like, has Facebook, so there's also a Facebook group. I know a lot of people in the community use Facebook to buy, sell, trade, whether it be in like the Verbank, Pokemon Worlds, whatever it may be. So we have our own TCG Army Facebook group, so make sure you hit up that. It'll have the same perks of the Discord. I'll post all my box breaks there, videos. You can use it to communicate, build community with other people in the TCG Army, buy, sell, trade, self-promote, whatever the heck you want to do. We're working on building up kind of like rules and all that stuff right now, as in the early stages, but go join that. Link's going to always be in the description below, and I believe Austin had something on those same lines with the Facebook group that he wanted to mention.
Yep, and as a caveat real quick, just because some people may not have Facebook or anything, you can always reach out to either one of us on Instagram too if you also have any kind of questions or stuff like that. But to kind of promote the Facebook page, and as the recording of this show, this will already be posted. So once you join, look for this post. You're going to like it, comment, and the goal is to invite people, because when we get to, let's say, I'm going to say 200 people that have joined the Facebook page, you will be entered in a chance to win this Illustrator Charizard card and a PSA 8 Hidden Fates Full Art Shiny Cynthia.
That's a crazy prize for just inviting people. What are we saying? They have to like invite some people and post a picture of it?
Yep. So we're going to, on the post that's going to have the picture of these cards, kind of comment with a screenshot showing that you invited people. Obviously like the post, and once you comment, you'll be entered. So I'm going to use that post as kind of proof. So you need to make sure that you post in the comments that you've invited people. And once we reach 200 members, we will maybe do the giveaway here on the podcast, or sometime we'll find out. There'll be an announcement on the page. There'll be an announcement on the page.
Sorry, I had to cough.
You're good. There'll be an announcement on the page when we do this giveaway, but the giveaway won't happen until we reach 200 members. So go ahead and head on out, invite, join the page, comment, and we'll get this thing going.
Sweet. That is a crazy giveaway. Make sure you are all entering that whenever you go on the page. I'll put a screenshot of the post so you can find it easily, but we'll probably pin it to the top as well. Something like that. Bearded Trainer is awesome. So yeah, go join the Facebook group. Other than that, I believe that we're picking up box breaks a lot on the channel. I'm working on getting new products, so make sure Facebook and Discord are both going to be good places for that, as well as membership on the channel is getting first dibs on box breaks. So I'm working on ways to make that better for y'all and more fun. That seems to be something that everyone has really enjoyed lately, and that's really picked up. So more of that coming as well. Real quick, let's jump into new products really fast. We won't spend too much time on these. But there are new V battle decks that are coming out, and basically the only thing really special about these is our first time seeing Blastoise V. I believe, yeah, this is the first Blastoise, right? We got Venusaur and Champion's Path. First time seeing Blastoise. We have seen his the Blastoise and Venusaur VMAXs in Japan be revealed. Don't know what the set they'll be in yet. So here you go. First look at Blastoise and Venusaur. The thing that upsets me about these is clearly we already have pictures of them in English. Why are they not in Shiny Star V Shinies? I don't know. I'm not salty at all. But, you know, it is what it is. I have no idea why Blastoise and Venusaur don't have shiny full arts. I'm sorry, rant over, but no sense whatsoever.
Well, they're kind of on this trend of just kind of reusing cards right now.
Yeah.
So hopefully we get a new set here in the future that'll
Yeah.
introduce new cards.
Yeah, so there you go. Literally nothing too special about these other than it's your first time seeing a Blastoise V and their theme decks. Yay. So nothing too terribly crazy there. Other than that, Shiny Star V is officially out in Japan. I feel like that, at least in YouTube world, has kicked Vivid Voltage at least for a couple weeks. I feel like Ultra Shiny GX did that too, but I imagine we'll start going back to more Vivid Voltage and older sets too. People opening once the hype dies in a little for Shiny Star V. I went over Shiny Star V a little bit on my own on the podcast last week. We can get Austin's thoughts a little bit, but I will say I'm disappointed in the set because they missed the ball on fan service for a set that is going to largely be our 25th anniversary set here. Now I'm sure our 25th anniversary set is going to be combined of other Japanese sets and stuff too, because they're not English doesn't take the same cards and reuse them. Like Shiny Star V is largely compromised, like all the V's and VMAXs are previous sets. English sets don't do that. So we will have other stuff, but I think a lot of the shinies are gonna be what we get, and I think they really missed the ball on giving us stuff like a Blastoise, a Venusaur, a Mew, a Celebi, a Lugia, whatever it may be. There were so many kind of fan servicey cards that fans have wanted for a really long time. And they clearly made new cards for the set. Like they made a Crobat VMAX, they made a Ditto V and VMAX for the set. So it's not like you had to have a card already for them to include you in the set, because they made some.
Yeah,
but
you would think they would listen to the fans, because they typically tend to do that. But also, as a fan of Charizard, I'm starting to get a little tired of Charizard cards, only because I think the Pokemon Company is doing a little too much on riding the coattails of a Charizard and trying to hope that that card or that certain Pokemon kind of pulls that set into popularity. Without kind of looking into other things, because you're right. I think they dropped the ball. There's a lot of other Pokemon that are popular that could have. Imagine this Shiny Star V set with your Charizard VMAX, and then you include, like you said, like a Lugia VMAX. Or here's one for you. Why don't the Shiny Volt be every version of like every legendary Pokemon we've had from base 1 all the way to where we're at now?
Yeah,
that would be an epic set.
Yeah. They could have done so many things, and I get like Hidden Fates was awesome because they gave it so much fan service. You had the evolutions, you had Mewtwo, you had Charizard. Like there were so many just big fan favorite Pokemon, and they didn't do that with Shiny Star V. Like they gave us Ditto and Lapras. Like so, I can take or leave both of those, but I mean that's cool. But overall, like Hidden Fates did include some Sun and Moon Pokemon. Like there were the Ultra Beasts. Don't get me wrong. There were some Gen 7 Pokemon in Hidden Fates. They did harp on that, but they did so many other fan service Pokemon included with it that like I said, all your evolutions, your Mewtwo's, your Cynthia Full Art, like there were so many fan servicey things to go with the Gen 7 promotion. I get wanting to promote Gen 8 with Shiny Star V because that's what we're in.
Yep.
But we've gotten 3-4 Rillaboom cards now. Like Phalanx didn't need a full art shiny. Who cares? Like, you know what I mean? Like they literally just stuffed it with Gen 8 Pokemon. I watched Rhyme Style earlier this week, and he said the exact same thing. Like he's just like, it feels like they just here's all the Gen 8 Pokemon and a Ditto and a Lapras. Oh, and the Charizard.
How cool would it have been, say the Shiny V Volt, or like just this new Shiny Volt? Imagine having every, not even legendary, like I said before, but it's like, how about all the starters from each gen, and you have
especially if it's like a 25th anniversary type of thing.
Yeah, so imagine, so you have all your evolution starters, like all your base set starters, all have 3 evolution lines. So imagine like your Shiny Volt being 2 baby shinies as your first stage 1, stage 2, and then the full art shinies like the stage 3. Like how epic would that Shiny Volt be?
Yeah.
If they did something like that from every generation, and that's your Shiny Volt binder.
Yeah, starters and legendaries.
Something like that, or maybe not even legendaries. Like you could throw in a couple, like if they just did like starters through every generation, that would be something cool. But what they're doing is they're reusing cards, they're remaking the same shiny Volt cards or giving the same Pokemon full art cards and then tossing it in and then saying, hey, here's also a new Charizard card to kind of push the set along to make it a big set.
And the Charizard is insane. Like,
it is.
Charizard in person is the best Charizard they've made. And I mean, I don't know. It's better than the Hidden Fates. Like, the Hidden Fates, I still think takes the cake as far as best modern Zard in a while, in my opinion. This one looks insane. The texture, the colors with the silver and the fire, it looks really good. Yep. But I mean, overall though, like, it's not as bad as Champion's Path. Champion's Path was just god awful to open, and if you didn't pull a Charizard, you hated your life. So it's not that bad. Like, there's still some cool cards, but I don't know.
It's a close second though, because honestly, like, if you don't pull the Charizard, I mean, you've got maybe one or two other cards that you mentioned prior that'll be nice to pull, but other than that, I mean, I know people now, even with Hidden Fates, they get tired of pulling baby shinies because they're only looking for like the one or two specific cards.
Yeah.
So the baby shinies in this one aren't even like outstanding either. There's not any like standout ones, at least.
Yeah.
In Hidden Fates, you know, you had your Charmander,
the
Eevee, like that kind of stuff. This one, it's going to be rough. I'm 50-50.
Yeah. So we'll see. I did tell Austin before we started though, I like this idea that Japan has, and I do wish America would embrace this. Two ideas from the set, and really all high-class sets in general in Japan is I wish they would put God packs in English. Shiny Star V does give you, and so did Tag Team All-Stars, and I believe Ultra Shiny GX gave you the chance at a God pack, which is every single card in the pack is a shiny, and you also get a Shiny V and VMAX. Like, there's someone on YouTube right now you can go see who had a God pack that had a Shiny V Charizard and a Shiny VMAX Charizard in the same pack, and every card was shiny. And those packs, I believe they say, are 1/600, so they are not easy to find, like, whatsoever, like incredibly rare. So I wish America would do that, because that's an awesome idea. You don't have to do it with every set, but if you did it with like these special holiday sets, or, you know, like this is a special premium set for us. I also like the idea of high class sets. You see this with Yu-Gi-Oh! Konami does like kind of high class sets every now and then, and I feel like they go over. I'm not a Yu-Gi-Oh! Guy, but I know that Konami does that with some Yu-Gi-Oh! Sets, and I wish Pokemon would maybe do that in America as well. Shiny Star V is pretty expensive, but it's a box, it's 10 packs. And each pack is V or better, guaranteed. You're going to get a V or a VMAX or like a shiny or something. Like, you're getting and it's like 2 holographics and a V or VMAX are guaranteed. And then if you get a shiny, you're still getting a V or, it's crazy. I wish that English would do some kind of a premium set. Now, I don't know how, like, with the current, they would have to fix their production issues, because with current like scalping and crap, it would just be a nightmare. But
yeah,
as far as that goes, but I really wish they'd do that in America. I think it's a really cool idea. Just the whole premium set, it makes you feel like you're buying something special, I guess. I mean, you're paying a little bit more money, but I think if you're the idea that they have, you know, all these crazy hits in every pack, there is a chance at a God pack and stuff. I think that's a really cool idea. So while I don't love the set, I do wish America would do something like that at some point.
Yeah, I feel like, no offense on us, but we may be too cheap to do something like that.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
They feel like they're going to lose out on some money, and again, we have to be careful with the scalpers and all that kind of stuff, because literally everything, including sets that people don't like, people are just buying and then reselling for a ridiculous amount. It doesn't matter what it is at this point.
I don't know. We're kind of laughing at everyone who went out and bought those Jirachi boxes and now can't give them away because nobody wants them.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
But yeah, so I don't know. I think that's be a cool idea for them to consider. I don't know if they ever will. I really don't think they will, but you know, they have been showing willingness to kind of change things up a little bit this year.
Yep, or just randomly throw in a shiny Charizard V.
Yeah,
that nobody knows about until after the set's been released.
Yeah.
So who knows? We could see a Blastoise.
Yeah, I would love for them to change up something for our English set, but we'll see. I'm not holding my breath. On to another quick conversation. There have been a lot of videos, a lot of YouTubers putting out videos on the current market. Now, it's no the market is no kind of surprise, I guess. Maybe some people are surprised if you're new to this, but it's been widely covered about Pokemon having this huge boom, really since the Logan Paul thing. And some people don't want to attribute it to him, but it literally happened whenever he put all the eyes on it for a little bit. Yep. We had this huge boom. We saw like 400% increase. This whole year has been increasing steadily, but we saw this huge boom with him. And then Pokemon, like especially like base set and like unlimited in general was one of the big ones. Just saw this insane just blow up. Everyone's saying it's a bubble. It's not a bubble. It's going to crash. It's crashing now. Things have gone down, and I feel like it's being widely covered. There's a lot of people panic selling, like a PSA 9 Charizard Unlimited was going for like $7,000 at one point. I sold mine recently for $3,000 that I just pulled. And now like I sold that 2 weeks ago, and now it's down to like 2,500 already. Mm-hmm. So
what's crazy is I wouldn't even say necessarily it's a crash to some of these people that
I don't
jumped
think it
in.
is at all.
No, but because we've been in for a while, we know where it was at, where it jumped up to crazily, and now where it's starting to steady like sit. These people that jumped in real quick when they heard names like Logan Paul and all these other people jumping in real quick and things went up, a lot of people bought in, sold, and flipped quick. If they flipped quick, they were smart. However, if they held on to it, saw where it was at and is seeing where it's going, those are a lot of people that are panic selling.
It's a quick pump. It's a classic, like you see it in everything. It is like a pump, then dump. I mean, that you hear that phrase all the time.
And we saw it a little bit with Hidden Fates. Obviously not as big. Hidden Fates came out, it was big, it went down. Oh, reprint. Hurry up, quickly sell. Reprint comes out, it goes down. Those prices are starting to go up just slightly, a little bit more because Hidden Fates isn't available again. So it's starting to do that. But for people, I guess, that have been in for a little bit and have seen where the market is at on that slow rise, I feel like it went back down to where it was before it hit that bump. And now it's still going up, but now, like you said, we're back down to where it was, and I feel like it's going to be like a steady increase to where it flatlines a little bit, but they're still worth quite a bit of money. I think the panic sellers are a lot of people that got in quick and don't know what to do with stuff.
Well, I think we had Scott on here a couple weeks ago, and I think he said it best. We're finally starting to see a stabilization, which is what things can't keep going up forever. Like at some point, a market needs to know a PSA 9 base set Charizard is going to cost you around $2,400 to $2,700, somewhere in that range. If you can get it somewhere in there, whatever you're willing to pay. But like, it's just been, there's a point here where you didn't know what to pay for anything. Yep. Like literally, it was just constantly doing this. Everything's all over. So I think we're finally starting to see a stabilization. Nothing's crashing. Pokemon isn't crashing. Pokemon is really healthy. Now things are, it is the holidays. Like people are freaking out because they can't sell stuff, and then they're panic selling and selling for less. It is the holidays, people. Nobody, if your name is not Walmart or Target or whatever, you're not selling anything right now. It's like this every year. Like it doesn't matter what you're selling. Businesses slow down around Christmas. You think car dealerships are selling like crazy right now? Nope. Nope. It's just not happening. This happens with every, like, it doesn't matter what product you're selling. If it's not Christmas or like toy related or whatever, it's going to be okay. Don't go panic selling. If anything, we talked about this before. It's probably, if you're new here and you want to get involved, this isn't a bad time to start buying. Nope. It's really not.
You did bring up a good point, though. It was crazy this past couple months, like trying to sell stuff. You really didn't know what things were going for. Because rule of thumb is what we tell people, like, obviously, you take TCG Player, eBay, and then there's maybe a couple other places you can check, but those are probably your two main ones, especially if you're trying to sell graded cards. And what I normally tell people is, like, you go to look at sold listings, and you take the 3 most recently sold items, and then you average it out, and that'll tell you what that card's worth. However, in the past couple months, you have one card that sells. You have one card that sells for $4,000. On like a Monday, and then Tuesday it sells for like $8,000, and then on Wednesday it sells for like $2,500. The average of that is definitely all over the place. But now, like you said, for people like investors and people like to sell or know what their collection's worth or what they're going to sell something for, we're going to start to stabilize, and you're going to see what a card is actually worth.
And we're probably going to go back to like the steady increase. Like that's typically how it works. Now, I do want to, we mentioned Hidden Fates. We don't need to harp on this too long. I will say through this whole thing, I feel like Hidden Fates, surprisingly, for the first time, like the Hidden Fates Charizard has not changed in like 3 months. 3 or 4, maybe even 6 months. It has been $1,300 to $1,500, more on the $1,300 side for like 6 months at this point in a PSA 10.
A near mint raw Hidden Fates Charizard is literally the same price, like
$500
from when it came out. Like it, okay, so it shot up a lot when it first hit the shelves, but just like the Shiny V and like that stuff, like after about a couple weeks to a month, it dipped down and it hit that $500 mark. Literally from the boom that we've been in to now, that card has literally just been $500 all the way through.
Yeah, it did hit 700 around like August, but I mean
you expect that a little bit with cards like that. Just like I said, the Shiny V, even the one now that people laugh at, the Charizard V Max from Darkness Ablaze, like that thing sold.
It's been $100. It's not changed.
Nope. But the thing is, like that one when it first came out, $300-400 for like a month, or like before the set was even released, the people that got cards early, that thing was selling for almost $500. And then it came out, but then that thing is held. Like you sell Charizard V Max, I will not pay any more than $100 for.
I'm actually shocked it stayed at $100 this long. It's impressive. Props to that, because I didn't think it was going to stay at $100.
No, but honestly, at this point,
$30.
At this point, it's a respectable, like, because the thing is, if that thing comes back at 10, like it's really
$500. And also it is rare though. Like I feel like it's 1 to 2 out of a case. Like a dude pulled one out of my box break a couple days ago from this video going up, and I said going in, I've opened up 4 of the 6 boxes in this case. None of them have a Charizard, so he's like, I'm not guaranteeing you a pulls, but you're getting about 1 of these per case. And sure enough, the dude pulls a Charizard in his thing and walked away with a $100 card. But I mean, so shout out to like Hidden Fates and stuff like that have actually stayed. That's what we need, I feel like, in this market.
Pokemon, if you're watching, which I don't know if you're going to, but if you are, like, take notes. Like when you have a new set that comes out and it's new and we have never seen it before, we don't reuse cards, like look at it. It's a solid, I would say probably the most solid set in 2020.
What, Darkness?
Like that, and like Hidden Fates.
Oh yeah.
Like, those 2019 to 2020, like I would say those are good, because you have something new and fresh. Stuff like that is good. But long story short, from our rant here, if you're a buyer, now's probably the time to get into this market. Now don't come back and hate us in a couple months if stuff is way cheaper, because we end up entering like a crash. But as of right now,
I don't think we're entering a crash at all. I think we were on the front page of Fox News, was the record booster box, first edition booster box, sold for another record price. Literally, Fox News covered it, and it was on the front page of their, like, the Fox website. So now, I don't think we're crashing anytime soon.
When we go say buy stuff, like obviously you're not going to go find vintage first edition shadowless stuff I mean, that stuff's always going to be super expensive. It's definitely a lot cheaper now than it was a month ago.
It's not a bad time for base set unlimited though, if you're looking for that. Like I said, those Zards are finally stabilizing and stuff like that.
My Team Rocket first edition hunt is not going so well, because the only cards I'm missing are the big heavy hitters. So
so it's a good time to get in though. Like I said, I wouldn't have recommended buying in the last couple months, but now that things are starting to chill, now that people are trying to get rid of stuff going into the holidays, especially when people can't sell anything, if you've got some extra money and want to get into this hobby, it's not a bad time to buy some stuff, especially because people are going to be, you probably get some solid deals from people that want cash going into the holidays. So,
and if you did get into the set this past month and spent a lot of money, I apologize, because the money you probably put in is probably not, it's going to be a little harder to get back. But guess what? Keep your head up, keep going. As you see, this Pokemon card market does this a lot. So,
as does every market. But I mean, there is no crash, guys. It's a stabilization, a slight correction, I guess, if you will. But nothing is crashing. Pokemon's alive and well. It's not going anywhere. I feel like 2021 is probably going to be their biggest year with the 25th anniversary. Like, whether the set is meh or not, like Shiny Star V, whatever we end up calling it in America, is going to be a massive hit. Like,
it's going to be big. There's going to be scalpers. It's going to sell out. It's going to go.
So I bet you it's going to be a big year for Pokemon coming up, and it's a good time to be in. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for this week, guys. Go join the Facebook group. Go look for Bearded Trainer Austin's giveaway in the comments and stuff like that. And we will get that started.
This is a card you're going to want to keep and or grade. And I'm telling you, this one is definitely a PSA 10 worthy. And if you don't know a lot about Pokemon cards, normally the Japanese cards grade really well.
Very much so.
And this one's going to be one of those that's hard to get. I believe Colin's still waiting on getting his.
Oh my gosh, I ordered mine like 2 weeks before you, and I still don't have it. The Illustrators Rd. So go enter that, guys. Join the Facebook group. Join the Discord. So lots of fun stuff coming for you guys. And thank you guys so much for watching the Gold Star podcast. And really fun video tomorrow, by the way. Be on the lookout for that. We're unveiling the single worst PSA graded Charizard in the history of the world. So be on the lookout for a video tomorrow. Slight tease there. But anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out, and we will catch you guys on the next one. Later.